Hey everyone, thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing. I love how fast it's growing. I also love all the comments you're leaving, and sometimes I do I sometimes do make videos about comments I get on the channel. The more specific question you have, the easier it is for me to make maybe a video about it. But I do try to reply to all of you guys. Sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes the comments don't show up after you post them. I don't know if you delete them or if YouTube gets rid of them. I have no idea. I try to respond to all of them though. Anyway, my website is www.listentoyourinneryou.com, and you can book sessions on there. I have email and Skype sessions. Today I wanted to just talk about more acceptance in your current circumstances. Again, I really, really want you to realize that everything is temporary. And it's not a bad thing. Yes, it is also a scary thought because it means that the relationship you're in right now is also temporary. It can be temporary, but I want you to look at it from the good side and not the pessimistic thinking that I always used to go to. I used to have very pessimistic thoughts, and I accepted that. Doesn't mean that you're a pessimistic person just because you have pessimistic thoughts. There is a difference. So you can apparently be a positive person but still have pessimistic thought patterns. I guess everything exists, right? Anyway, everything is temporary. Nothing is permanent, and I want you to remind yourself and your subconscious of that. Because when you're going through these emotional, stressful times, and I have a million emotions that you don't know if you're going to make it through. Yes, you can. Emotions are the most temporary thing out there. Hooray! I don't have to feel this shit forever. Have you noticed that any bad emotion doesn't last that long as you accept it? But when you don't accept things, including emotions, they will keep repeating and pushing out and repeating, pushing out. Ooh, I have glitter in my hair. I went to Ulta today and put glitter all over me. And it's on my eye. Anyway, sorry, got distracted. Little bird. Everything is temporary, and that's a good thing, especially when it comes to emotions. Emotions are the most temporary thing, but any situation can be temporary, so why not accept it? The situation you're in, whatever it is, as horrible as it is only temporary. And if you say, Babs, but everything keeps getting worse and worse, I'm like, well, then change your core beliefs, man. This is your subconscious telling you, your higher self telling you, you gotta change something. Everything is temporary. Unless you don't accept it and change it. You have the choice to change things. You have the choice to change you. And you have the choice to accept all your emotions as they are, as horrible as they might be, as scary as it might seem to accept all of your emotions and circumstances. I want you to do exactly that because you will not be able to. This is a paradox, but it is very, very true in manifesting. And even from a real life perspective, any good psychologist or psychiatrist will tell you you have to accept what is right now. Because you cannot change anything unless you accept what is right now. You want something better and you don't want to be here. I understand that. I understand that more than anyone else in the world. But you have to accept what is right now. And don't make up new assumptions. I want you to accept what is. If you're broken up, accept that you're broken up. And don't go, oh, that person doesn't want me anymore, because that could be a whole new assumption. You don't know if they don't want you or not. You have no idea if they want you. Why not stick with the assumption that they do want you? But also, just because someone wants you doesn't mean that they want to be with you right now. So if they don't want to be with you right now and you were not together, accept that right now, this person doesn't want to be with me, and I accept that. And it may feel horrible, so you accept it over and over until it doesn't feel horrible anymore, and that's acceptance. Acceptance is very fast. Usually only takes a day or two for certain things. Again, I'm trying to give you timelines to give you an idea, but I could be wrong. Depends on how much you do it, but you want to accept these things, and then obviously you get triggered by it. So accept it until it doesn't trigger you anymore. That's when you know you're done with acceptance, and it's one of the fastest things, one of the fastest and most effective tools in manifesting is acceptance, and Amy is big into teaching that, and I've learned that from her. Accept, accept, accept. What you resist persists. It applies to thoughts, situations, emotions, anything. What you resist persists. That's what Amy drills in everyone's head. If you have had sessions with Amy, I don't know that she takes new people. That's why I'm here, right? But what you resist persists. And it is so true. It applies to thoughts, emotions, circumstances, anything. You have to accept all of your current circumstances without making new assumptions that you don't know that they're true. If you don't know that something isn't true, which means it hasn't played out in your 3D yet. So it isn't true yet. So you're making it an assumption. And don't make it an assumption you don't want. Has your person actually told you that they don't want you? Or did they say, I don't want to be with you right now, or I can't be with you right now? So you accept what is, which means I accept they can't be with me right now. I accept they don't want to be with me right now, at the right now, because everything is temporary. Therefore, it's just right now. Or the next right now could be next hour, right? Whenever you need to accept it, do it right now. And don't say, oh, it's forever, or it's in the future. There's no future in manifesting. So if you are big into watching tarot readings, stop it, because they cause you to stay attached because you were looking for that certainty. There's no certainty in manifesting. You want to drop the certainty because certainty, your mind cannot comprehend it. So the logical mind creates attachment with certainty. So you want to go, I think this is going to happen, but I don't know. It's possible that it'll happen, but I don't know. Again, accept your current circumstances, going back to that. I'm all over the place today. Accept the current circumstances and do not make up new assumptions, such as, oh, they don't want me just because they don't want to be with me. You don't know that. Do you know how many people want someone, but they just can't or don't want to be with that person right now because of whatever circumstances is going on in their life? Actually, most of what's going on around you isn't about you. Stop taking things personally. Why are you making it about you? They uninvited you from the party. They cancel on a date with you. It is not about you unless you make it about you. Whatever happens, right? It doesn't mean anything. Whatever is going on in your reality is only projecting something that is from your subconscious, from your belief system, from the stories that are playing out. It doesn't mean anything. It only means something when you put meaning to it. I think one of Amanda's coaches just put a great video about it. It doesn't mean anything. Thank you, Amanda's coach. It doesn't mean anything unless you put meaning to it. So whatever plays out doesn't mean anything. It only means what you make it mean. So new assumptions, you want to be careful. Just because they don't want to be with you right now for whatever reasons are going on their end, and they probably have nothing to do with you. Stop taking it personal. You don't want to make the assumption they don't want you because there's no proof. Proof is something that is playing out in your 3D. And then you say, I accept what is playing out in my 3D. Everything else is just in your head. So don't make new assumptions that you don't want to push out. Because if you say, oh, I accept they don't want me, well, then it's going to start playing out they don't want you. Then you have to turn that story around. Nah, we don't want to create more shitty stories. So accept all of your current circumstances, including and especially all of your emotions. It doesn't matter how awful the emotions are. They're the most temporary thing. Temporariness, new word in the dictionary, is a great thing. Yes, it can be scary because it's kind of scary to think about, oh my God, that means my relationship with this amazing person is temporary too. But, if you have that thought pattern, maybe change that and maybe change your core beliefs so you don't have to be scared about that part. But everything is temporary, and that's actually a great thing. You want to see this from a positive perspective because that means you're not ever going to feel this shitty forever. It will change, it will pass, and the sooner you accept your emotions and your circumstances, the sooner they will pass. And then once you've accepted these stories that are playing out, then you go to the new story and say the affirmation around the new story. For example, I have now accepted that my person doesn't want to be with me right now. And then once you accept it, and you know you have accepted it when you don't feel triggered by it anymore, when it doesn't bother you anymore, like, okay, whatever, doesn't bother me. And then once you accept it, you go to the new story. So every time something plays out that you don't like, I want you from now on to accept what is going on. Accept the emotions around it. And once you've accepted the emotions and the thing that's playing out, then once you're done with it and not before, then I want you to come up with a new story and new affirmations. And then you go, okay, I accept. Yeah, I have accepted that right now they don't want to be with me. That's okay, I don't care. I want to be with them. Oh, you know what? They do want to be with me. They do want to be with me right now. They're ready to be with me. That's how you turn it around. You do not turn stories around by, oh my God, this is playing out right now. They don't want to be with me right now. I don't want this. And then you go straight to the new affirmation saying, they do want me, they do want me, they do want to be with me, they do want to be with me, they do want to be with me. Do not skip the step of acceptance. It is one of the most important things you have to do, because if you're not okay with what is playing out right now, you will never get to the other side where it is playing. But also remember, you already have everything you want. You don't need it. And remember that with the law of opposites or polarity or whatever it's called, the story that's playing right now means that the other story is already existing, but you're just not in that reality and you want to find the shift, right? And the shift often happens by just accepting what is right now. Accept your emotions, all of them. And emotions can cause other emotions. So one emotion can cause another one. Like, for example, oftentimes when we're frustrated or hurt, we turn it into anger, or it turns into anger, right? Or the feeling of not good enough, not the belief. The feeling of not feeling good enough can cause you to feel hurt or disappointed or angry, blah, blah, blah. That's how it works. I want you to really, before you start making up new stories because you don't like the story that's playing out right now, I want you to fully accept the story that's playing out right now, including all the emotions that's causing it. And once you've accepted all of that, then you create the new story. And it sounds like, Babs, this sounds like it's taken forever. You know what? This usually just takes a fucking day or two. If you catch it, it clears out so fast. Acceptance is one of the fastest, most effective tools in manifesting and normal psychological day life. It is so healthy. It will make you feel better. It will get you results most of the time. It is amazing. It is really beautiful. Amy's the one that drilled it in my head over and over. And you know what? It fucking works. Acceptance fucking works. It is fucking magic. It makes me feel better and it gets me results so quickly. Doesn't mean that something else isn't wrong. So if you do acceptance and nothing happens in your manifestation, obviously nothing's wrong. There's nothing wrong. I tend to say that because I still am a normal human being and I talk to other beings and things are wrong or right. But you just have to shift, or you just have to find a little bit of a different perspective to get the result, to manifest it, right? There's nothing wrong. You can get what you want even when you're doing it wrong. You don't have to be perfect. There's no perfection. Everything, again, is temporary. I want you to accept everything before you start changing any story. Promise me that from now on, you will start accepting everything that is happening, that is playing out right now, not making new assumptions. Everything that is playing out in your 3, you accept it, especially when you don't like it, especially when you hate that story. And then you accept all the emotions around it, and then you add the new story. The new story cannot play out unless you accept what is going on right now. I really hope I've repeated this enough times for you to really get that in your head. So important. Acceptance is so important. Have a wonderful day. Bye.